Hello, I'm Bruce Devlin. I'm the Chief Media Scientist here at Dalet. Today I'm talking to Dan Lakey from HPE. So Dan, can you tell me a little bit about what HPE is, who you are, and how you fit into the great ecosystem?
So now we're really truly focused on core compute. Okay. Important things to us are hybrid IT, so data centers and how they are built today with a mix of cloud and on-prem and multi-cloud in many environments. How the technology is now composable and changeable and elastic. That's important. We're focused on that. And really the intelligent edge, which is taking things like processing video, putting it closer to who's looking at it, the viewer on the device, and closer to where the content is created. So broadcasters and studios aren't so much buying appliances any longer. They're buying software from a Dalet, the ISV. They're buying platforms for platform providers like Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and now it's kind of their job to figure out how you put all those things together. What workflows belong on-prem? What workflows belong in the cloud? So a lot going on.
So tell me a little bit about the difference, if any, between what you put in the cloud and what we would be using on-prem. I mean, can I know that my stuff's going to work in the cloud if it's working on-prem?
Well, you got to be careful there. I say jokingly, be careful running into the cloud because you're going to run smack dab into a whole bunch of HPE storage, network, and compute. So we have a strategic partnership with Microsoft Azure. So we know what's in there because it's a lot of our equipment, but that can be managed, and that's, we talk about hybrid IT a lot. We talk about making hybrid IT simple, and I've talked to a lot of broadcasters who are used to having the equipment in their hands, right? When it's their jobs on the line for broadcasts going to air or commercials landing when they're supposed to land, they want to know and be able to touch and feel the equipment, and we can provide that. But there are some assets that aren't as important as others. Disaster recovery quite often can be in the cloud. The beauty of working for Hewlett-Packard is we support the biggest and the best and the smallest companies on the planet. So as the broadcast industry starts thinking about its security needs, although it'll be a little different and we'll have to adjust, and we are adjusting, we get to take advantage of everything we learn from the banking industries, the medical industries, and the government industries, and bring that all forward. But what a lot of people don't know about HPE is we also have a digital video services division that understands broadcast operations. So we actually have a good group of folks within HPE that grew up in the broadcast industry and understand the workflows to work with a customer and again with our ISVs. So there's another thing we can do too, for those who like the economics of the cloud. And the broadcast industry typically has plenty of CapEx, but they still like the idea of having a subscription model for their infrastructure, which you can do in the cloud, and we love that. You can also do that on-prem. So at HPE Financial Services, we can provide economic models that make on-prem equipment that you have control of look like a subscription model.
For everyone. And you guys do storage, and I know that particularly when we're deploying a MAM system, we have special needs for the very high throughput, high IOPS, middle of the newsroom storage, all the way through to the large volume, hardly ever touched, and in the middle is the high compute transcode mod. I mean, how do you start to gauge what storage solutions needed for a customer?
One of the things we've learned over the years is broadcast operations and storage for video is very different than IT, traditional data center IT. I/O throughput's different. The massive size of these files is different. How it's processed is different. What we have is we have tape solutions, we have hard drive solutions, we have flash solutions, we have mixes and all that. We have compute that has a little bit of CPU, a ton of storage. We have compute that has a little bit of storage and a lot of compute, depending on what you need, and the right product for the right workload.
So you can right-size the solution.
And what really creates the secret sauce is a partner ecosystem. Right, so we have software partners that focus on storage and broadcasting that can work with us to make sure it meets the unique needs of the workflow. So this whole idea of splitting software from platform, it kind of fits into that new world, right?
Excellent. And so you were talking about intelligent edge a second ago. What does that mean?
So for us, what we've seen, and this is certainly true in the broadcast industry, but true in all industries. So you hear Internet of Things, right? The idea of everything has a wireless access and has data that can be collected and acted upon. As you guys know very well, transcoding is CPU intensive. It requires hardware acceleration. So you start computing the dollars per rack unit of CPU or the dollars per rack unit of transcodes, and you start looking at some of our intelligent edge technologies like Edgeline and Moonshot that have industry's best performance from a hardware perspective, and then you layer in on top of it our ISVs that are doing crazy things with with technology for transcoding, for high, 10-bit HDR and 4K and virtual reality. And again, we're not going to pretend to be the experts there. We're going to provide the platforms that are the right mix for the workload and count on our ISV ecosystem, like Dalet, to make sure these things meet the customer's needs.
Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.